If you're watching this video, you might have several social media accounts like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I don't know if anyone still has Facebook, YouTube. So maybe you feel like in one hand you have these accounts because you want to be seen, maybe from your friends or maybe building a community. But on the other hand, you might have this kind of urge to disappear, like deleting everything. When I was 20 and I was doing my bachelor degree in Rome, engineering, I was getting so bored by the lessons that I started a page. I was talking about TV series, movies, and actually I got quite success before reels and short content, fast content were a thing. But then after years and 25,000 subscribers, I just deleted all of it and disappeared from social media until now. The reason why was because while I was having many people to share my ideas about series and movies, at the same time I never felt more alone. So this is a bit the purpose of this video, sharing that journey, but at the same time finding maybe someone else like me that has been between these phases and have maybe the same thoughts about usage of social media. So everything started almost 6 years ago or something, and there was this engineering class. I don't know if you're an engineer or if you did university, you might realize that sometimes lessons are very boring, not much because of the subject but because of the way it is explained, the rhythm. And at some point I realized that I wanted something more, even something more creative than just studying and doing exams. So I felt like why not opening an Instagram page, maybe a YouTube account, and start posting content. And actually in 2 years averagely, I managed to get 25,000 subscribers and hundreds maybe on YouTube, which is not that big number now, but 6-7 years ago was quite a good amount to start having some collaborations with brands. So I did manage actually to collaborate with Netflix, Disney Plus, go to this movies premiere. But then at the same time, every time I was meeting with the people of that environment, I felt like alone. I felt like every relation that I was building was never really with me, but mostly with the brand that I was building, and the same with the people that I was meeting. So while I was followed by so many people, at the same time I really never had that many people to talk with. And I cannot say that I met many of them or I knew many of them as I would have liked. Then I just decided to disappear from social media. After a while I realized I was spending too much time on Instagram, too much time on creating contents. And it was not much because of what I liked at that point. I just had to maximize the engagement and creating content for the audience, mostly that for myself. So that's a bit of a difference when you create something for a small like niche rather than for a big group of followers. You become sort of dependent on the algorithm, and I was kind of obsessed with it and was becoming like a toxic relationship. So I had to step back, take a break that actually lasted for 5 years until I moved in Sweden. And when I moved here, in one hand I wanted to share my journey, but at the same time I just wanted to live it, capturing the moments, taking pictures, videos with my girlfriend and friends, but at the same time not having that expectations to share it anyway, and to just keep it like something mine, close, intimate. So you might wondering, why am I doing this? Why am I filming this? Well, I said it in another video where I talked about my 5 years therapy experience. And what I'm learning is that sharing your thoughts out loud, like recording yourself or just talking about it, in one way actually allows you to organize your thoughts, and at the same time it's kind of easier to deal with them. So if you are an overthinker like I am, maybe recording yourself or even just talking with someone and posting your thoughts, but not to get anything back, just for yourself, to share your journey, just for having a place where you collect your stuff, then it might actually help you. So that's why I'm sort of doing this. In one hand I want to share my journey then and keep track of it, but mostly for myself and for really finding someone else that is going through the same experiences. And it's crazy because I'm still avoiding to post anything on Instagram. I'm mostly using Substack and YouTube. And on YouTube, I'm not pretending to grow or explode in any way. At the same time, on Substack, I'm finding so many interesting people and learning about so many experiences and stories that are in some way unique. And that's the best part. Finding people that are real that are genuine and that they are sharing their stories with everyone else. And it's really easier to connect with those people in this sort of limited environment, because it feels like, at least on Substack, the reason why people are posting their content and their articles is mostly to share something and to connect, which feels a lot like Facebook at the beginning, or MSN maybe before even social media were a thing. So that's a bit of the difference when you are on social media. If you want friends and not audience, that unfortunately at this stage, I really feel like opening a page or opening an Instagram, Facebook, TikTok account, that's not really what allows you to reach that. And at the same time, pictures and moments, memories, they are the best when you share it just with few people rather than with a big audience and when there are no numbers attached to it. Because in the end, like in my case, I'm living the dream of when I was 15. I wanted to move in Sweden. I wanted to find this kind of job. I wanted to have a good relationship that lasted for long, to build a family around. So I had my goals and I sort of achieved them. But at the same time, if I focus only on the achievements and the results on paper, then I can't really enjoy what I have. And that's what has been a bit like so far. For many years I did things to be counted, and now I feel like I want to do things just to keep them. And maybe that's the point. Being seen maybe is not about the numbers, it's not about the growth, it's not about the earnings. Maybe it might be mostly about the act of sharing rather than expecting something back, which is sort of the most genuine way to build relationship. You share something, you open yourself, but lowering all the expectations you have. It might be that the relationship with the social medias and in general with these online connections might be this. In order to be more sustainable in the long term and to not burn out like I did, it might help you to approach these tools just as a way to socialize, but at the same time to share and to connect, leave a mark of yourself. Because you never know who will find those articles, those pictures in 10 years from now. So that's my experience with social media. Maybe you have a different idea, maybe you have a completely different experience. It would be awesome to actually know it, because obviously I have kind of oriented view of it, but it's always good to understand different point of views and learning about new experiences. If you watched until this point, then I'll just leave you with this beautiful view, and we see you the next time. Ciao.